I know. Well, you never can see or hear the full story. It's just too, yeah. Um, but where we are is I'm running off a transformer to the track AC. I haven't put power to the soundboard since I've put the harness together because I don't have the harness, the sound, the chuff sensor, the magnetic sensor hooked up. I had two of them, and they're laying here somewhere, and I just got into so many other machinations with my power board, the cables, the motor control board, the smoke, oh, la, 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 it just goes on and on. But what I want you to see is that I am now using the new motor on sensor to fire the relay that says puff and chuff, boys. And what that means is puff break, puff break. And what you're seeing now is a pretty clear puff break signal of smoke. Puff, 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 right? You don't hear the chuff sound because I don't have the chuff sensor in yet. But when I get the chuff sensor in, you know the chuff sound. You heard it earlier. Okay. So the good news is the motor on detector is detecting properly. My wiring is still, as you can see, all over the place. That's because I was debugging, okay? And, you know, you debug by checking back at the source and working your way through the circuit to say what's going on here. I went so far as to change my motor control power input wire, thinking that wire looked flaky and I had an insulator that was melted, so let's just fix that. So I put in some 22 gauge wire for that. Now I'm running 24 out to the motor, but for some reason I ordered 24 red and I got 22 red. I'll have to talk to my guy about that. At any rate, so I now have motor control board, forward and reverse, puff and chuff, or puff, put it that way, and chuff is that, and a fan, smoke-driven fan. I plugged the hole with some sticky tape just so you can see a good puff of smoke, and we'll just go from here, see where it takes us. And I've got what I think is a pretty healthy bit of smoke with a 220 resistor, and I don't know, you guys. Oh, there goes the smoke alarm. No, I'm teasing. But I think that'll make everybody happy. And if you need to, you can cut it down. I'll give you tips on how you can cut it down. The motor just now started making a gear noise. I think it's just oil. It needs oil on that new gear. Because early on it was running really smooth and quiet. As you can hear and see, it's a smooth runner. I mean, those ball bearings, that just makes a big difference in this. The noise you're hearing is that black gear that I printed, of course. So we'll get the sound going probably tomorrow. It's 20 after 5. I know, what happened to the day? It just vaporizes, okay? But I have to say, all of the hard parts, you know, the motor on board, excuse me, the motor on detector, and the puff and brake circuit, and of course the smoke itself, and then the fan driving the smoke, all of that's working. And we're turning the motor over and turning the wheels over. So the only thing that's missing, oh, and the fan, well, the fan's unplugged too, because I got that whole side unplugged. I wanted to save the energy. And then the fan was working. The fan will work. So I got to get the reed switch mounted and put into the harness, and then we can do a full harness test. Tomorrow I'm hoping I'll get the time, and we'll go from there. But this is engine number 3 with a modified smoke reference resistor and a new Ashpan and a new bulkhead firebox. And I think that's it. and the harness as we hope to use it, hope to design it and use it. Oh, one thing I did, I shortened this coupler up quite a bit. I don't know if we're going to be able to use it this way. I think we can, but if I can shorten the coupler, that'll, I think, help make it look a lot nicer. I'm going to have wire. I may have to add a little piece under here to hold that up a little bit, or loosely hold it up. I don't know. We'll see. I just don't want it dragging on the track, right? Wear a hole and short out. That'd be pretty bad. But I think you can appreciate the smoothness. And then the low speed, that's 30, showing 5 volts on the smoke, 30 volts or 30% on the, I don't know how much is going to the motor, but it's puffing, it's got smoke. And then the motor's turning. Now if it has a load, right, we'll have to see. But you just turn up the juice a little bit and you got plenty of juice. And you can go up to, as you can see, 50, and you got a clear puff going on there. So you'll see that and hear that, and I think that'll help. And when you get a load, you can pull slower and get a really good sense of what's going on. So a quick summary here. The AC Gilbert parts on this engine include the chassis, the wheels, the axles, but the axles are cut in half, the armature, and the brushes and the brush holder and springs. I mean, 5 pieces of AC Gilbert is in this contraption as you see it. Everything else is Next Gen S, Frankentrain Lab, built, bought, made, assembled, wired, and put together. Now, all-wheel pickup trucks, extended range chassis for the tender, digital reverse, AC to DC conversion, volt reduction, volt regulation, digital sound, speaker, DC fields, puff and brake, chuff, smoke adapter, smoke housing, smoke fan, and smoke controller. Ashpan and Firebox Bulkhead. Oh, and then the tender body and then the tender lids. All that is what I'm saying is next generation S from Frankentrain Laboratories. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's a great start of what we wanted, or what I wanted several years ago, and it took me this long. I mean, I had all-wheel pickup over a year ago. I had smoke 5 years ago. Had the controller right after that. The fields came in about 5 years ago. All these things were around here and there, but when I started to do this extended range Royal Blue, I thought the Royal Blue is a very special engine. It is to me, and I think it is to most of the gang. Why not give it that claim to fame? I was going to do K5s because I got so many of them. I'm going to do K5s. I was going to do Hudson because I have a couple Hudsons, and Margaret's a Hudson. But, you know, I just felt the Royal Blue and the Silver Streak, because they're very similar, that Streamline Pacific fits the going into a next generation and seeing sleek Pacific Streamline with an extended range tender with stuff on it like this. Tomorrow will be so much better when we have the chuff sound going and the smoke. But you can see the smoke is smoke's doing real well. It's pretty healthy. It really is. And it's not hot and it's not soft. And that's PETG, so that'll take some temp, all right? Okay, gang. It's coming up to my nap time, and I have to go up and take care of Margaret. Not in the way you think. I have to take out the garbage and do stuff like that. Oh boy, what a journey. And I have to say, it was a frustrating day because I wanted to get so much more. Oh, every day. You know, I say that every day. I want to get more done. I want to get more done. But we're, you know, we're getting there. We're step by step. We're getting there. And we're proving out what works. Motor on detector works. Puff and brake work. Fan smoke works. So we're checking off the thing. What do we have that we know when we put it together, all this craziness, it will work? We got a lot. And tomorrow the sound. That's my goal. Okay. And maybe more Latina cleaning up and fixing harnesses and doing that kind of thing. Putting the harness together was a challenge. My first one all the way. Very, very challenging. But I think this is going to work for us. I think it's going to look nice. And it's going to make for a good running, reliable assembly. Just the ball bearings makes this chassis night and day. Especially when I had those all worn out bushings. Axles were rattling around. This thing is just so sweet sounding. It's like a retro, what do you call those? Resto mod. It's like a Resto mod 32 Ford, you know, where it's got power disc brakes and all kinds. It's all, you get in it looks like an old car, but you get in it, it's all brand new. It's all newer. It's all fresh. That's what this feels like. And I know I got the trucks right on that. For the turning, I got those axles fixed. Took me a while to do that. Everything took a while. You know, test, build, test, build. Okay, gang, I'm out of here. I hope this works for you, and you'll be around tomorrow to see how the rest of the show goes. But I got 2 more of these babies to dude up. So let her, and then I got to go back to my white guy and get him going. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You think it smokes, right? Okay. Later, gang. Oh, look at this. When I jack it up, the voltage goes up to 6.6 because it's getting fresh air and it's sensing that it needs more heat. And when I slow down, the voltage drops to below 5, saying, "Oh, I'm getting hot. Let's cut the voltage." So the Smart Smoke is working. It's smart. All right, gang. That's it. Gonna run. Later.